The town of Riverside, Ohio, was divided not just by the flowing river, but by invisible walls of class and prejudice. On one side lived the wealthier families with their polished cars and manicured lawns. On the other side, life was rough: factories, small apartments, and people who worked two jobs just to survive. At the heart of this town were two young souls who could not have been more different. Emily Carter, daughter of a successful lawyer, lived in a spacious home on the rich side. She had everything: new clothes, friends, and opportunities. Yet she often felt something was missing, a hollowness she couldn't explain. Across the river, in a modest apartment, lived Daniel Brooks, a 17-year-old whose father had been laid off from the steel factory. Daniel worked evenings at a diner to support his mother and little sister, while trying to keep up with school. One rainy afternoon, Emily's car broke down near the diner where Daniel worked. Frustrated, she stepped inside, dripping wet. Daniel noticed her immediately. She looked out of place among the grease-stained booths and coffee-stained menus. He offered, "You can wait here while I call someone for your car." Emily frowned, unaccustomed to being helped by strangers. But the warmth in Daniel's voice softened her. She nodded, sitting awkwardly in a booth. As she sipped the hot chocolate he brought, their eyes met for the first time. She saw exhaustion in his, but also resilience. He saw loneliness in hers, despite her expensive coat. Over the next few weeks, Emily began visiting the diner more often, claiming she loved their pie. Truthfully, she was curious about Daniel. One day she asked, "Don't you ever feel stuck? Like no matter what you do, you can't escape?" Daniel chuckled bitterly. "Every day. But I don't have the luxury of feeling trapped. I just keep moving. My mom and sister depend on me." Emily felt a sting of shame. She had always complained about trivial things, yet here was someone her age carrying the weight of an entire family. But when her friends found out she was hanging around the diner boy, they mocked her. "Why waste time with him, Emily? He's not our kind." For the first time, Emily realized how deep the divide between their worlds truly ran. One night, after finishing her homework, Emily couldn't stop thinking about Daniel. His tired eyes, his quiet strength, it haunted her. She found herself imagining his life, rushing from school to work, counting coins for rent, hiding his worries from his little sister. Her heart ached with something she had never felt before: empathy. The next day, she brought a box of groceries to the diner. When Daniel saw it, he frowned. "I don't need charity." "It's not charity," Emily said firmly. "It's friendship." For a long moment, Daniel stared at her. Then, slowly, he smiled. It was the first genuine smile she had seen from him. Days turned into weeks. Emily started helping Daniel with school assignments when he was too exhausted. In return, Daniel taught her the value of hard work, of gratitude for small things. One evening, as they walked along the old wooden bridge connecting the two sides of Riverside, Daniel said quietly, "Funny how this bridge connects our worlds. But people act like it doesn't exist." Emily looked at him, realizing the truth. They weren't just building friendship. They were building a bridge of empathy that no prejudice could destroy. But little did they know, their bond would soon be tested in ways they never imagined. News of Emily's friendship with Daniel spread quickly through Riverside. At school, her friends whispered cruelly, "Why is she hanging out with him? She's embarrassing her family." Emily tried to ignore them, but the judgment stung. One evening, her father confronted her. "Emily, people are talking. Daniel is not from our world. You need to stop this nonsense." "But Dad," Emily pleaded, "you don't know him. He's smart, kind, hardworking." Her father's tone hardened. "He is not your equal. And this before you ruin your future." Tears filled Emily's eyes. She realized it wasn't just kids at school, it was the entire mindset of the town. Meanwhile, Daniel's life grew harder. His mother's health worsened, bills piled up, and he considered quitting school to work full-time. One night, as he sat outside the diner, Emily joined him. She noticed his shaking hands. "What's wrong?" she asked gently. Daniel sighed. "Sometimes I feel like no matter how much I give, it's never enough. Maybe I should stop dreaming about a better life." Emily reached for his hand. "Don't you dare. You taught me that strength isn't about having everything, it's about not giving up when you have nothing. Don't stop now." Her words lit a small fire in him. One weekend, Daniel invited Emily to his side of Riverside. She hesitated at first but agreed. She met his mother, a fragile woman with kind eyes, and his little sister Lily, who clung to Emily instantly. Emily laughed with Lily, helped cook a simple meal, and for the first time, felt a warmth her big house had never given her. That night, as she and Daniel walked across the bridge again, Emily whispered, "I used to think I had everything. But now I see, I was missing this. Connection. Purpose. Empathy." Daniel smiled. "And I used to think people from your side didn't care. You proved me wrong." But life tested them again. Emily's father discovered she had gone to Daniel's home. Furious, he forbade her from ever seeing him again. Emily's heart broke. She tried to reason with him. "Dad, if you really love me, let me choose the people who make me better." But her father's pride wouldn't bend. On the other side, Daniel overheard coworkers mocking him. "The lawyer's daughter? She'll never stay with someone like you. You're just her charity project." That night, Daniel stood on the bridge, staring at the water below, wondering if they were right. Maybe their worlds were too far apart. Emily found him there. "Don't listen to them," she said, breathless from running. "What we have is real. And if we give up, then this bridge means nothing." For a long moment, silence hung between them. Then Daniel nodded. "You're right. We'll fight for this. Together." Over time, Emily began volunteering at the diner, helping struggling families. People noticed the lawyer's daughter serving food alongside the diner boy. At first, they mocked. But slowly, others joined. Teachers offered tutoring for underprivileged kids. Shopkeepers donated groceries. The old bridge, once just a path across the river, became a symbol of unity. People from both sides began crossing it not just for necessity, but for connection. Emily's father, too, began to soften when he saw his daughter's happiness and the community's transformation. One evening, he visited the diner quietly and watched Daniel helping an old man eat. His hardened heart cracked just a little. Years later, Emily and Daniel stood again on the bridge, now renovated and decorated with lanterns. Children from both sides ran across freely, laughing, without fear of division. Emily whispered, "This bridge was always here, but people pretended it wasn't." Daniel nodded. "It wasn't wood or steel that connected us. It was empathy. That's the real bridge." Hand in hand they smiled, knowing their courage had built something lasting. The moral of this story is, empathy is the bridge that connects hearts across divides. Where pride builds walls, compassion builds paths. And sometimes, all it takes is two people willing to listen, care, and understand to change an entire community. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more interesting emotional and motivational moral stories.